Welcome to another intense day in a Texas courtroom where two very different defendants face two very different fates. First up, Arthur Small Jr., charged with murder, now standing before the judge hoping for leniency through a plea deal. Then, David Kobach, accused of stalking and harassment, a case that takes a shocking turn when explicit digital evidence is revealed. From gun violence to online abuse, this hearing exposes how one decision can shape a lifetime. Buckle up, because this courtroom isn't just about justice. It's about consequences.
All right, 22-39416 is first call, the state of Texas versus Arthur Small Jr. That's you.
Yes, sir.
Present with your attorney, Ms. Peroso, and the state's attorney. Does the defendant waive a formal reading of this indictment and as well the second case we're going to be handling, 24 CR 702, a third-degree felony of assault public servant? Can we proceed in summary in both cases?
Yes, sir.
We will start with 39416 in summary, sir. This indictment alleges that on or about February 17th, 2022, in Jefferson County, Texas, you committed the first-degree felony of murder. You with the use of a deadly weapon, namely a firearm. Do you understand what you are charged with in this case?
Let's pause here, because this is a critical legal move. The prosecution just agreed to drop the murder charge and pursue manslaughter, a lesser-included offense under Texas Penal Code, Section 19.04. That one adjustment instantly drops the possible penalty from life in prison. 2 to 2, 220 years, a massive shift. This is a textbook plea negotiation. The state avoids trial, and the defendant avoids the risk of a life sentence. But remember, a guilty plea means waiving the right to appeal. No second chances. Do you think that's fair? Or should serious charges always go to trial?
Yes, sir.
An agreement has been reached in this case that you would be prosecuted for the lesser included offense of manslaughter.
Yes.
Stand by. Which is a second-degree felony, which carries with it no less than 2 nor more than 20 years confinement in prison, and a fine up to $10,000 can be assessed. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Now, manslaughter is found under Section 19.04 of the Texas Penal Code, and this statute provides that a person commits the offense of manslaughter if he recklessly causes the death of an individual. An offense under this section is a felony of the second degree. You understand?
Yes, sir.
An agreement has further been reached by the parties that you would be pleading guilty, sentenced to 8 years in prison to run concurrently with this next third-degree felony of assault on a public servant case, and these cases would run concurrently. Is that your understanding of the agreements?
Yes, sir.
If I followed these agreements, sir, you have no right of appeal of your cases. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to this lesser included manslaughter here under 22-39416? Guilty or not guilty? Are you pleading guilty voluntarily? That is on your own free will.
Yes, sir.
And because you are guilty.
And because you are guilty. So, I'm guilty.
There's a lot I gotta say. Okay, we're gonna hold that one in abeyance where we left off and go forward to 24 CR 702. And in this case, this indictment reads that on or about February 15th, 2024, it would have been like 2 days. No, these were on separate years.
Yes, sir.
Okay. In on or about February 15th, 2024, in Jefferson County, Texas, you committed the third-degree felony of assault on a public servant. Do you understand what you're charged with here?
Yes, sir.
Looks like somebody in Jefferson County Jail was assaulted. A guard or some member of the executive branch of government there. A third degree felony carries with it no less than 2 nor more than 10 years confinement in prison, and a fine up to $10,000 can be assessed. Do you understand the punishment range for a third degree felony of assault on a public servant?
Yes, sir.
An agreement's been reached in this case as well that you would be pleading guilty, sentenced to 8 years in prison to run concurrently with the preceding murder case. And is
Here's where things get complex. Arthur Small isn't just pleading guilty to manslaughter. He's also admitting guilt in a third-degree felony assault on a public servant. These two sentences will run concurrently, meaning at the same time, not back-to-back. In legal terms, that's a mercy move. 8 years total instead of potentially doubling the time. But it's also strategic. The judge highlights that a deadly weapon, a firearm, was involved. That detail sticks on your record and can impact parole eligibility. It's a reminder, even when you take a deal, the law doesn't forget the weapon you used.
that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, sir.
If I follow this agreement, you have no right of appeal of your case. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to this charge, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty voluntarily and because you are guilty?
Because I'm guilty.
Show you what's marked as State's Exhibit 1 for each of these two cases you pleaded guilty to this morning. Did you sign those documents voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Understand them, discuss them with your attorney? Are the contents all true and correct?
Yes, sir.
State's Exhibit 1 tendered into evidence
No
and
objection.
without objection admitted. Among other things, each of these cases, State's Exhibit 1 similarly state that you are mentally competent to enter your guilty pleas. They are freely and voluntarily made. You know what you've been charged with in each of these cases. You are
Yes.
guilty of these crimes and any lesser included offenses. You were giving up your rights to a jury trial in each case and the rights to the appearance, confrontation, cross-examination of witnesses, totally satisfied with the representation provided by your lawyer, all true, so help you God. Correct?
You have to say,
State's Exhibit 1 in each case made a part of the record for all purposes. Pre-sentence report waived.
yes, sir.
I'm going to follow these agreements if nothing further to add and find in each of these cases, sir, you are pleading guilty voluntarily. You are indeed mentally competent to do so. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading guilty. There's sufficient evidence from State's Exhibit 1 supporting your guilty plea in each case to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in each of these cases. I now find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in each of these two cases. In 22-39416, the first degree murder, you are stand by. In this first degree murder indictment, you are hereby found guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of the lesser included second degree felony of manslaughter as agreed by the parties. And I find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of that second degree felony. I am following this agreement. You are hereby sentenced to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve a term of 8 years in prison. And an affirmative finding shall be rendered on the judgment that a deadly weapon, namely a firearm, was used in the commission of the offense. And in 24 CR 702, I hereby find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of the third degree felony of assault on a public servant. I am following this agreement. You are hereby sentenced to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve a term of 8 years on that third degree felony. These two sentences shall run concurrently, and you will be given credit for all time you have served in connection with these cases. Do you understand what's happened today, sir, in each
Yes,
case?
sir.
Anything else to add?
No,
That is all. Thank you.
thank you.
Judge. Yes. Right here, sir. Thank you. All right, 25 CR 1017 is called the State of Texas versus David Christian Colbeck. That's you.
Yes, sir.
With Mr. Adams, your attorney, and the state's attorney. You're charged with a third degree felony of stalking. I've got this letter from you sent September 3rd, something about these other misdemeanor cases.
Oh, that was the,
We can't find any.
they're civil cases. It's a dog at large. I meant to send it to the county court that.
Well, we're not showing anything that's filed like that, actually, which may be good for you, but
Okay, I appreciate that.
But let's worry about this case.
Yeah.
Does the defendant who's here with Mr. Adams waive formal reading of this indictment and arraignment? Can we proceed in summary?
Yes, sir.
In summary, this indictment alleges that on or about June 3rd, 2025 in Jefferson County, Texas, you committed the third-degree felony of stalking. Do you understand what you're charged with?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand what you're starting
Yes,
with? What's paragraph 2 go on to allege? And
Go ahead.
Your Honor, that's just a further, the initial.
I mean, that doesn't change anything.
No, sir.
This states that you sent repeated electronic communications to the complainant that was reasonably likely to harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, embarrass, or offend another person. Namely, repeated electronic texts with vulgar and abusive language. And also it goes on to state that you also sent obscene nude images and videos that would cause a reasonable person to be harassed, annoyed, alarmed, abused, tormented, embarrassed, or offended. You understand what you're charged with
Yes,
here?
sir.
Tell me you're not going to do that again.
No, sir.
This is a third-degree felony. So that means that if convicted, you face no less than 2 nor more than 10 years confinement in prison, and a fine up to $10,000 can be assessed. Very serious, obviously.
Yes.
An agreement's been reached in your case where you would be pleading guilty, sentenced to 10 years in prison. That sentence would then be suspended. You would be placed on regular probation for 10 years, fined $500. Is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes.
If I follow this agreement, you have no right of appeal of your case. Do you understand?
Yes.
How do you plead to this, sir? Guilty or not guilty? Are you pleading guilty voluntarily? That is on your own.
Now, a jarring transition from gun violence to digital abuse. The second defendant, David Kobach, is charged with stalking after sending explicit messages, including alleged nude photos and videos. The judge's reaction says it all: disgust, disappointment, and a blunt warning about the permanence of online behavior. Once it's on the internet, it's there forever. This case isn't just about punishment. It's a lesson in digital accountability. Imagine being the victim here, knowing those images can resurface anytime. Should posting explicit content without consent carry harsher penalties? Let's hear your take in the comments.
Free will, and because you are guilty.
Yes, sir. And she can stay there.
To show you what's marked as State's Exhibit 1 here. Did you sign that document voluntarily, understand it, discuss it with your attorney? Or the allegations all true and correct there?
Yes, sir.
State's Exhibit 1 tendered into evidence
So
without objection admitted. Among other things, this states you are mentally capable and competent to enter your guilty plea. It's freely and voluntarily made. You know what you've been charged with. The indictment's been read to you. You've read it. You were guilty of the crime charged in any lesser included offenses. You were giving up your rights to a jury trial and the rights to the appearance, confrontation, cross-examination of witnesses. Totally satisfied with the representation provided by your lawyer. All true, so help you God. State's Exhibit 1 is part of the record for all purposes. Is a pre-sentence report waived here?
Yes, sir. For you.
I am going to follow this agreement and find, if nothing to add, Mr. Goban, I guess you regret what you did here. This is all fixed. I can't imagine putting somebody through something like this because once it gets into the internet, it's there forever. And that is the gift that should not be given. Continue to give, but I don't know how you pull it out of the internet. So this person is subject to further victimization.
It was text messages, sir.
Well, this, I'm sorry, this says sending obscene nude images and videos. That's not true.
It was sent to the complainant, Your Honor, just by text. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, yeah. Ladies deserve better respect than this. Come on. All right, shame on you. And fix this. Right.
And there you have it. 2 men, 2 crimes, and 2 sides of justice. Arthur Small Jr. gets 8 years for manslaughter and assault on an officer. David Kobach gets 10 years suspended and probation for a stalking conviction. One loses his freedom. The other gets a second chance under heavy supervision. Both serve as cautionary tales about choices, accountability, and the lasting mark of a felony. If you found this breakdown as eye-opening as we did, hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns. Justice isn't always black and white, but we'll be here to break it all down.